Hi, friends. For our senior moments to savor for this week, I would like to read a passage from my book, Finding Beauty in the Gray. Of course, it is a series, a collection of essays and poems related to various salient issues in the second half of life, the third age. There are a few fictional vignettes that I included that I wrote in here, and this is one. So we'll do this as a meditation for this week's senior moments to savor. Life is naturally dirty. Our skin cells die and slough off in inestimable numbers. Life is naturally windy. The air pushes, a function of gases moving from high pressure to low and back again. Imagine there is an ornate Victorian Tiffany lamp, replete with beveled curls and colors. A child approaches, wide-eyed, caught in the spell of its chromatic, swirling ridges. The child smiles, sings, pirouettes, and leans in to drink all its majesty. "Grandma, come look!" The wind carries the dust and deposits it onto the Tiffany lamp. Soon, the brightly colored glass becomes clouded, muddied even. The child loses interest, just goes and sits in the corner, bored. The adults come in to clean up the lamp, each with their smart devices tapping and pecking and jockeying for a pane to test this theory and that. "I'll show you how to best restore this treasure to its original state," says one video found on the internet. Amidst the bustle, there are patches that show clear. Finally, someone blurts, "Eureka! I found the answer!" And then the lamp is restored to its original pristine state. But then the winds come once more, and the motes drift and land like new fallen snow, only not so white. The adults become distracted, lose interest in the process. Maybe one finds a great deal for a new Tiffany lamp online. They'll go outside and wait for the delivery. Whilst they wait, the elder finds the child, and together they walk hand in hand back to the lamp. The two look at each other, eyebrows raised over curious frowns and shrugged shoulders. The elder pulls out two Q-tips, brown and frayed on the cotton ends. Nonetheless, she hands one to the child. They silently set about the work of clearing the colored panes. They begin with using the Q-tips to draw silly faces through the overlay of dust before moving on to a quickening game of Speed Racer, zooming in ever-widening, then narrowing ovals. When the Q-tips become too gunky, the elder reaches into her pocket to pull out two more. The ones she gathers are even more dirty and disheveled. They just won't do the trick. With her pockets now empty, the elder looks to the child, who grins and pulls out two new ones out of his own pocket. They return to the quest at hand, rapt at both the process and the result. Soon the space is brightened, colored light reaching out and mingling with the dust still dancing around the room. Wisdom is often considered a function of advancing age. Thus, it follows that elders are the founts of this gift. Actually, wisdom is neither bound to any age, nor is it a high correlate of context. "Out of the mouths of babes," we hear the psalmist say. An old English proverb proclaims, "There is no fool like an old fool." The wisest among us may lose perspective given the right circumstances. Yet, each of us has an innate capacity for wisdom. Experience, it seems, is the necessary enzyme. So what does the elder have to offer to a society saturated with information? Wisdom? Imparting wisdom is a non sequitur. Wisdom is an integration, ultimately an internal process. It can't be dispensed from the outside. The gift of the elder is experience. Together with the elder and the subsequent generations, there can be the alchemy of wisdom. This is the work of legacy building. T.S. Eliot offered this insight in the Four Quartets. "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." That's our senior moment to savor for this week. We'll see you again next week.